Hello again. So in this video we are going to do a coating of epoxy over this Pilot G2 or G2 Pilot pin cover that I had made. Now I used this stuff, polyacrylic. I used a couple of layers on it. And I used a dowel to put the polyacrylic on, but before I even did that, I put clear tape over it so that it would protect it from sealing onto the wood. And, I've done 2 layers of it already. But with the epoxy coming into effect, I'm going to only set it about right there. That way, if it gets stuck, I can easily, hopefully pull it off. Alright, let's get started. And by the way, don't mind that mess. It was from a little bit earlier. Alright, so we're going to take the plastic paintbrush. Now, I am using the Pour On resin. It's high gloss finish from Envirotex Light. So you can either go this way or up and down. On this one, I'm going to go ahead and go up and down. Oh no, please don't come off the stick. And in some videos, or what I've looked up anyway, not in videos, they've said to go ahead and try to use a sponge brush because it works better somehow. I personally don't know. I just prefer using a regular old paintbrush. Alright, try to get some of that off. And just paint it up and down real slowly. Now this is just to make it harder so that it won't break. Like I've said in the last, or my first long video, I prefer to use polyacrylic, but because there's so much white on here, I don't want to ruin the look. Ooh. And this stuff is nothing like it. Like, at least the other stuff is really thin. So it's easier to brush on so much. And again, like I said, I put it right at the tip of my stick so that it's going to be easier to pull off rather than put it on the whole thing. I did that on one of my boyfriend's pin covers. I just stuck it on the stick like I normally would with anything else. And it did not turn out okay. Like, it just stuck to the stick. I couldn't get it off to save my life. So I just was like, you know what, we'll turn it into a keychain instead. Oh no, where was I? Okay, I think I was right here. Now I'm just doing a couple short layers. And then I'm going to set it aside. And then I'll show you the box that I'm talking about, that I got this clear gloss from. I know it doesn't look thin, but it will seep into any of the holes that it didn't make it through. Maybe get a little bit around those edges. Ugh, this one's so stringy. I'm not liking it. Alright, let's kind of move it around. Alright, it's already starting to look pretty shiny. but it looks like it needs a little bit more in one area. Let's get that coated on. Alright, I am going to say that I'm done with this. And I'm going to try to set that there, sit on my mouse or something. And see, this thing right here, it just saved my mouse pad, my nice new one that I just got, because it's just a foam. And I also knew that I needed a black background, but I didn't want to use the table and try to scrape it off and all that. But this, it's replaceable. It's cheap. Maybe 75 cents, maybe $1. Got it from Hobby Lobby. I got a lot of my stuff from Hobby Lobby, and it's one of the most expensive places in my town. But I'm going to go ahead and set this aside in a safe place. Okay, so sorry about that. I had to put the stick up and try to find this guy. This is the one that was my boyfriend's. It was for the Pilot G2 gel pen, which everyone loves, for the most part anyway. And he got stuck on that dowel, the same one that I got that one sitting on. So I've tried so many times to pull it apart, to get it off, and nothing was working. So I was like, you know what? We'll make it a little keychain. It's fine. I feel bad, but he never took it to work anyway, which I was a little butthurt about, but it is what it is. But here's that one. I love it. It's pretty. But I think we're going to go ahead and coat these. Just in case. I mean, there's some earrings that I've made before. It was one that I was going based off of a YouTube video just to get the effect, but the effect did not work for me. And I believe the woman that did it, she was using maybe Delicas and I used Zek seed beads, so yeah, that could have interacted in that way. But I also need to find something that I can also set that in. Here, let me get some more hot water for my epoxy. There we go. Alright. Kind of swirl this guy around or something. Like I said, I already dumped it out once and I was pretty distraught about it. Feels like that water might be getting cold. Always keep paper towels at your side. Uh-oh. This one had some stuff on it too. And acetone is your friend whenever it comes to these paintbrushes too. Just get you a glass cup or a jar that you're never going to use. It can be about as big as that if you want, or tall enough to where it's not going to tip over this, but it will get it out of your brush. I already dipped it in some, cleaned it out a little bit since it was starting to harden up a little bit. Alright, so I got this glass jar so that whenever I do the epoxy, that maybe I can set it on it somehow. Okay, that might not work. And I can't be touching this if I'm going to put the epoxy on it. So I may just grab one of these little cups or something. See how well that will work. Because see, that's the effect that I'm wanting. Oh, no! Don't go in the bad area. Alright, so if I can get it to sit like that the whole time, I should be fine. But again, I can't really be touching the sides. Okay, I found some string that what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slide it through that hole, and then I'm going to put them on both separate strings so that it works out better. Alright. It doesn't matter what kind of string, just find one and take it. I'm going to try to make it as long as possible, but not too long that it's going to be touching anything in particular. And I'm just going to find a place to hang it up on a hook or something. Alright. I'm going to set that aside. Nope. Bad area. Alright. Because you see, after all this is said and done, we can always just snip off that string. I'm just going to do that slip knot, I think is what it's called. Or close to it anyway. Alright, get those both prepped up for that. There we go. I'm trying so hard not to be messing with that area. And I don't have another one on me, so I'm just going to have to avoid it as much as possible. Alright. So I have this little lamp here, so after I'm done with one of them, I'll probably just hang it right there, which would be perfect. Alright, readjust myself. I had to reheat my resin because this stuff... Okay, so like I said before, it's called pour on. This is what's on the back. Here's the front. It's Envirotex Light Pour On High Gloss Finish. And it says the original 1 thick coat equals up to 60 coats of varnish. So, again, that's why I'm hoping that if I just kind of brush it onto these objects, then it's going to help it a little bit. And, you know, these aren't my absolute favorite earrings anyway. They're pretty, but I don't like it. They're not my cup of tea. And I don't like tea at all, so I should say not my cup of coffee. Alright, get that out of there. Alright, and then I'm just going to kind of hold on to the metal pieces. Stir that up a little bit. Alright, and we're going to brush it on there. You know what, I'm just going to kind of do it over my container. And see, it's just so sticky after it's out of that hot water. I mean, I know that it's supposed to be a pour on thing, but I don't want to pour it on and it's just atrocious. Like having pieces drip everywhere or something. Like, no. I'm not doing that. Not risking it. And to be quite frank, I don't care if it sticks to these earrings. So, there's that. I mean, epoxy can be fun to play with. I mean, experimenting is the funner part. It's getting sticky that's not fun. And like I've said in a couple videos ago, that if you use maybe the nail remover, the nail polish remover, it might help. Alright, I may have put a little too much on that, but there we go. Alright, there is that one done, and I'm gonna set it aside, replace that one. Don't touch the cup. Alright. And then, okay, maybe set that in the water. Stir it around a little bit more. Get it less goopy. like, this stuff starts hardening quick, or, you know, gooping quick. No, I made bubbles. Bubbles are bad, but then again, I'm not doing just one whole cast, so I don't know if it makes a difference. We will see. Alright. Going to just brush that on. And see, I'm too afraid to use the sponge one because I'm afraid that it's going to soak up a lot more of it inside the sponge instead of being able to just do this. And I know I got a whole bunch there, but I'll just get it off. Here we go. Get all that stringy stuff off and just brush it on. And if you don't like me talking a lot in my video, just mute me, okay? Just watch what I'm doing. I do that a lot on videos, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, there we go. And I'm sure some of you out there that actually know what you're doing with epoxy are like, no! I'm sorry. I can't learn if I don't do. That's all I have to say. Alright. I feel like it's just getting more and more goopy. So I'm thinking that if I don't use it like right away, like with this particular kind, then it's probably gonna harden a lot faster because that one's not as goopy. But here we go. And I'm going to wait 24 hours before I just go ahead and mess with them. And there we are. There we have it. Honestly, I don't want to use the rest of that. I don't like it. Don't like it at all. So far, I like doing the Easy Cast. And both the Easy Cast and that pour-on I have gotten from Hobby Lobby. And I just like this one better. It's my preference so far. I did get a jewelry one, and I don't know where those containers are at the moment, or the box at that, and I don't even have them in the box anymore. They're sitting around here somewhere, but yeah, like with the jewelry one, that's what I did this ring in. And it's just not as shiny or anything, and I know that, you know, you're supposed to sand them down, and then like that's how you get your polish. If you sand them from a high grit, like roughly 1 to 200 grit, to I've seen some people do up to 1,000, and then they take a polish and polish it. I don't want to do that. I'm too lazy for that, to be quite frank. But that is my video for the day, along with the one that I did earlier with the lighter case, which was very disappointing. I mean, my big lighter fits in it fine. I mean, it doesn't go down all the way either, but I mean, it could fool you into thinking that it was a full-size lighter, that's for sure. But y'all have a wonderful day, and like, share, subscribe, whatever, or just live your life and try things out. Have a good one.